Hello, lads. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to another live stream for your Monday night, January 29, 2024. It's good to be here. It's good to be live on YouTube. I hope everyone is doing well. We've got Warriors NRL fanatics joining us tonight. We're just gonna talk some NRL and answer your questions. Ask us questions. Simple as that. Fanatics, how are you, bro?
I am doing well, Nick. Hope you are doing well yourself. Hope everyone else is doing well on this Monday night. Yeah, it's good to talk a bit of footy. I know footy's still a while away, but it's not actually that far away, to be quite fair. February's around the corner, and then the trials will begin. So yeah, can't wait for rugby league season. Really itching close. Really excited, for the footy to begin. So just want it to start already, really.
It's getting close, bro. It's getting close. We got the All-Star game in 18 days, which is going to be good. We got the Super League in 18 days, or 17 days, really. We've got the NRL season in 34 days. We are getting closer to round one, which is the Vegas game. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. If you guys got any questions in the live chat, feel free to throw them in. Me and Fanatics will try and answer them. But yeah, no, it's going to be great, Fanatics. I think everything's starting to look good now. So it's going to be a great season, nonetheless. Hello to everyone that is watching as well. I hope you guys are all well. We got Riley, we got Josh, we got Alan, Daniel Bate, all the way over from the UK. Hello to Daniel. Good morning to everyone over in the UK watching. Hello to Matthew. Hello to Luke. Hello to everyone that's watching the stream. Jason, we got Jason Reeder, William Pearson, everyone. So I hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all good. But yeah, how's things been in your world, Fanatics?
Yeah, it's been all right. We've had a bit of very hot weather lately. I'm sure everywhere's been pretty hot, and I've just been watching the tennis and the football, the Premier League, and all those other sports. But other than that, not too much really happening. Content-wise, I'm going to be trying to bring out more content over the next couple of weeks as well. So sort of starting to get back into it with the videos and that. So yeah, generally not a lot happening, but yeah. How about you?
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to lie. I am quite sick of the hot weather. I kind of hope it just rains for like 4 days straight and it cools down a bit, because I'm sick of sitting in my room going into nighttime and it's so hot still. Like, I just want it to cool down a bit. But yeah, no, I'm well, bro. Looking forward to the NRL season, getting very close now. Like you said, other sports. I saw the GOAT, Novak, got eliminated. Couldn't believe it, but can't win them all. He is the GOAT, but that's all right. Someone else won it for a change. Your man, Novak, Fanatics, your favorite tennis player.
Oh,
you don't like him, do you?
Nah. I'm a Rafa's Alcaraz fan, so yeah, I just can't like Novak.
There's a lot of sport been going on. I actually I sat down and watched the San Francisco 49ers game this afternoon, or midday, I should say, and quite incredible. They defeated the Detroit Lions, and now the Super Bowl in 2 weeks will be San Francisco versus Kansas City. So should be interesting to see how that goes. It's actually, funny enough, it's the Super Bowl that no one wanted. Everyone wanted Detroit versus Baltimore, but unfortunately for them, it ended up being the 49ers and the Chiefs. So see what happens. I think the Chiefs are going to win another Super Bowl on the back of Patrick Mahomes, who I'm sure everyone knows by now who he is. So, yeah, sport's been good, bro. Sport's been strong.
Yep.
Premier League's back this week.
Oh,
fuck, actually. Yeah, it's all happening. It's all happening. Rightio. Before we answer some questions, I just want to talk to you about something when it comes to the NRL.
Yeah.
I am so annoyed about something, and I don't know what your take on it is, but the NRL haven't changed the obstruction rule. That's a worry for me.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, look, it's still very confusing, the whole obstruction rule. And the forward pass as well, technology.
Yeah, they're not doing it.
They're not doing forward pass technology. I was actually not a fan of it at the start, but the idea with people suggesting it, but I'm sort of warming into it a bit.
After what happened to your Warriors in the prelim, you've changed your mind. That's all it took. Yeah. That's all it took.
It took one game. No, not just that game.
One fucking game for you to change your mind. No, I don't blame you, bro. It's a prelim final, of course. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same. Yeah. Yeah. They haven't changed the obstruction rule, which I think is a big concern, because so many tries last year were disallowed because of obstruction, and some of it just doesn't make sense. Like if you catch the ball on the outside shoulder, it's play on, and if so many players rush up in defense and they run into a decoy runner deliberately, I might add, and they take dives and tries get disallowed. I don't even want to get into it because it drives me insane, but I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't looked at it, because it needs to be reviewed badly. And Alan in the chat just said, how about 2040s? Well, no one last year kicked a single 2040, which I couldn't believe. But you might as well just keep it, because someone will do it eventually.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the new rule the NRL bringing with the short kickoffs? I'm sort of like I'm not a fan of it really. Yeah, what is your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I spoke about this the other day on the podcast.
Right.
I think it's a disgrace, bro. I think it's horrible. I went on a big rant about it. I'm not going to get into it again, but they're making a big mistake, and I reckon they'll end up changing their mind and going back to the old one. I don't know.
It's just going to encourage teams that won't be able to defend their line for so many sets, and
you're basically rewarding mediocrity if you're going to fucking kick the ball out in the full. Yeah. Cody says, let's get rid of the 2-point field goal. Nah, I'd keep that. I like it. I like 2-point field goal.
I actually agree with Cody. I'm not a fan of it either. Like, just the whole idea of it.
I like it, bro, because 40-meter field goals are very tough to kick, and we saw in that Eels-Panthers game last year back in round 4 where Cleary kicked it from like 45 meters to make it go to Golden Point. So it's got excitement about it. It's just we don't see it as much. We don't see it a whole lot. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the questions now.
Yep.
Let's get to the questions. And yes, I have heard the news. I saw it yesterday. Tom Dearden and Ruben Cotter are now the new Cowboys co-captains. Chad Townsend and Jason Tamalolo have stood down as captain. I think it's a great decision. I really do. I think we're looking to the future. I like the decision here. It's definitely one that it would have been a tough conversation to have. I can imagine Todd Payton would have sat them both down and said, "Look, we want two captains that are going to be on the field week in, week out. Chad's off contract at the end of this year. He might end up going elsewhere. I don't think he'll re-sign with us unless he has a killer of a year, which I'm not sure if he will or not. I guess we'll find out. And Tamalolo's just had injuries and he just hasn't been able to play a full season. So Cotter, our best young forward, Tom Dearden, best young half coming, like future half. So I think it's a great move. I really do. I like the decision here. What do you think about it?
Yeah, look, I think it's a good move. You've got two very young players. One of the best. I think one of your best young forwards last year was Reuben Cotter, by far.
Easy.
And Tommy Dearden as well, who's got a big future, I think, and he's a very good player. He's a really good player. So I think it's a good decision by the Cowboys to appoint those two as co-captains.
Tom Dearden's already done so much for like a short period of time. Like his future is very bright, man. Very bright. Hosea. Hello, Hosea. Shout out to the New Zealand followers as well. Realistically, what do you say Manly and Titans finishing? So I've actually got Manly coming 9th. Now, 9th is a position that no one wants to finish because you get trolled online, but someone's got to finish there, and I just feel Manly will just miss out on the top 8. So I've got Manly there, and I've got the Gold Coast coming 11th. I think they'll improve off last year. Well, they come 14th last year, so they'll horrible bottom 4. I think they'll climb up a few positions, maybe get around 11th position. They'll go a bit better, but I don't think they're a top 8 team just yet. They're probably a few positions away, but from being a top 8 team. But yeah, I've got them in 11th at the moment. All right, we've got some other questions here. I'm going to scroll up and grab, and we can get to them. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, so the news broke this afternoon. Raymond Fatala-Mariner is heading to the Dragons. Fanatics.
Yep.
I'm sure you've seen the news.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You like the signing for Fatala-Mariner to the Drags?
Yeah, look, it's it's finally the Bulldogs, get the Dragons. Sorry, trying to the Dragons get someone. They've had a bit of unluckiness with able to sign players, and they got someone, and Fatala-Mariner is a very good young player. I think he'll do quite well at the Dragons. Actually, he'll do quite well. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Are they going to start him, or they're going to have him off the bench? So that's a big question.
Well, there's a possibility he could start. Obviously, they've got a few back rowers there at the moment, the Dragons. They've got Jaden Sewer. They've got Toby Couchman, the back rower. Yep. They've got Dan Russell, the other back rower. They've got what else they got there? Tom Eisenman from the Storm, who they just picked up as well. So some good depth there for the Dragons there in the back row. So, look, I think Fatala-Mariner is too good of a player not to be in the team. I think he'll be in the 17. Whether he starts or not remains to be seen. Maybe he'll come off the bench because he can play lock and back row for Fatala-Mariner. So, hey, we'll see how he goes. But not a bad buy for the Dragons. Not a bad buy at all. All right. Get to some more questions down the bottom here. Here's a good one. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hey, Nick, which NRL player do you think will retire this year? Oh. Any predictions on retirement, Fanatics?
That's tough. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure, actually.
I'll go Kieran Foran.
Right.
Kieran Foran. I just don't think he'll go on. I mean, you've got Weaver.
Yeah.
You've got like the Gold Coast. They've got Weaver. They've got Brimson. They've got Tanner Boyd. You'd think they'd be looking to the future when it comes to halves. So maybe Foreign. I've been hearing Hargraves may retire.
Really?
We already know like Rapana and Whitehead are retiring at the end of the year, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Riley says, "What? Sean Johnson? No way. Sean Johnson ain't retiring. I reckon he's still got a couple of years after him, Sean Johnson.
Depends on how he goes this year. I reckon depends.
And injuries as well.
Yeah, I don't want to make a prediction on that one, but depends really.
Jim the Chooks fan.
Oh,
which young player is going to boost this season? Oh, that's a good question. Good one. Who do you reckon?
I've
got one for you. Dylan Lucas from the Newcastle Knights. Back row.
Not a bad shout.
He looked really good last year. I reckon he might come on the scene this year and explode. Maybe Cooley Fini-Fuiaki from the Cowboys. I'm waiting for Tyrell Sloan to go on a huge year. This might be his year. Tyrell Sloan's another one I could throw out there. Jesse Arthur from Brisbane. I think he'll get a good start now. So there's plenty of guys you could throw out there.
Yep.
Maybe that forward from the Warriors. I was impressed with him last year. He was on the bench a few times. Tom Arley. I like what I see in him, so maybe he could absolutely explode this year too.
Well, I'm a massive Rocco Berry fan. I'm a big fan of him, so I'm gonna be very biased, obviously, and say Rocco Berry. Yeah, been a massive fan since his junior years, and I've always, when there's been people that criticise him, I've always been, that one to say, look, he's only young, and I think he'll have a big year this year, and I think also there's a couple of young forwards coming through the Warriors as well that I reckon they could make their debuts this year. So the likes of Zion Mo's another one. There's quite a few. I can name plenty of other young players coming through the Warriors may get the opportunity this year. But yeah, very, very excited for some of the young players.
Moving on to Daniel, it's a similar question, but he says, Nick and Fanatics, what players should I look out for? All right, so a player that is established Fanatics, who you think's going to have a big year. All right, I'll give you a couple names out there. I reckon Moses Sully is going to improve a lot this year. I think he will go well.
Yeah.
I think Murata Niokore will go a lot better this season.
Yep.
There's a few you could throw out there. I'll tell you what I do reckon. I actually reckon Jaden Hunt, who's gone to the Broncos, I reckon he'll be really good for them. Probably, there's a lot of Penrith players you could probably throw in there as well.
Yep.
But yeah. What about you? Any established players that you reckon have a big year?
I actually think he actually did all right last year, and that's Jackson Ford.
Yes.
I think Jackson Ford was pretty solid for us. Came in as a bit of an unknown, and I wasn't too sure on him. But, he really had some good games, throughout the season. So I would say Jackson Ford might show a bit of improvement himself. He might have a big year.
Daniel Bates. I was just going to say, Daniel Bates just got a bit of a follow-up question. He says, he likes the look of the tall New Zealand forward for the Cowboys. You would be referring to Griffin Neame. Very good player.
He's awesome. He's a great player.
As you were saying?
I think Jackson Ford, I haven't really... I've got to look through the squads again because there's quite a few players that, I haven't really delved in deep into to look into. But at the moment, I'll probably say Jackson Ford for the Warriors. I think he will have a good year. I think he'll have a good year. I think he'll definitely be starting in the starting side, but if he's not, I think he'll be on the bench. But I think he'll be starting for sure. But...
Left edge, back row, Jackson Ford. Definitely.
Definitely.
All right. Ezra the Uso. How do you think the Wars will go this season? Well, if you saw my ladder predictions video last week, or the other day, 4 days ago, whatever I did them, I have the Warriors coming 8th. Some will say that's a little bit too low, but I just feel the rest of the competition is going to improve, and I feel like teams are going to work out the Warriors a little bit, and they will be a bit more beatable than they were last year. But they'll still be a good team, top 8. I mean, if they finish 8th, they could still make a prelim final. Like, that's what the Warriors can do. They can finish anywhere and do anything. You just don't know. It seems like every time the Warriors come 7th or 8th, they just seem to go on a big run. But how do you reckon you guys will go this year, Fanatics?
Yeah, look, I put up a video on my channel only a couple of weeks ago on the expectations of the team heading into this year, and they're very high for me and a lot of fans. You know, we had a great year last year, obviously, and I think this year, look, I could see us, definitely making another push again this season. Without giving away a prediction, I feel like we'll be between 5th to 8th, or between 5th to 8th, or 4th to 8th. So, yeah, well, I reckon we'll go well. I reckon we'll go well this year. I'm pretty confident with the team we've got. And we've got RTS coming back as well, so that's a huge boost. Yeah, we haven't lost too many players in the off season as well, so and Webby as well, who will definitely get the team more improved. I think get the team to go a lot better than what they were last year. It's hard to go back and look at last year and say how can they get better, but obviously there's still some areas that the team need to work on, to get to that stage is win the premiership. So yeah, I reckon we'll do well this year. We'll definitely do well this year, and we'll be a finals team. So very, very confident of that.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Jason Reader. Bold predictions. Okay, so like I've already done my ladder, so I'll give you some weird bold ones. Right. You want to hear a really bold one, Fanatics?
Yep.
The Newcastle Knights are going to go from 5th to 13th.
Oh.
They're going to drop big. They're going to drop
really
significantly. And I'll tell you this, Fanatics, you should have seen the amount of Newcastle Knights supporters in my Instagram DMs the day after I posted my ladder prediction on Instagram. My God. There was so much salt. You could literally taste it. Look, you Newcastle fans need to just relax. Take a deep breath. Maybe go and pour yourself a glass of Coke, maybe some orange juice. I don't know what you prefer these days. Maybe a cup of tea. My God. I wasn't even going to bring this up, but the amount of salt that were in my DMs was ridiculous. I gave my reasons behind Newcastle. I believe that 2023 was a little bit of a winning streak momentum fluke. When push come to shove, Newcastle were not a threat to the competition. They couldn't beat any of the good teams. Now everyone all of a sudden thinks they're going to be that good again. It ain't going to happen. Now, I could have egg on my face come the end of this season, but the Newcastle Knights are no threat to the competition, man. They're no contender. They're not going to be beating Penrith. They're not going to be beating Melbourne. They're not going to be beating any of the big teams. They're not going to beat the Roosters, the Rabbitohs. No. They won't beat Brisbane. They won't be beating the Cowboys. No. Not happening. Not happening. Kalen Ponga, great player, but we all know Kalen's history when it comes to head knocks and injuries. It doesn't take much. And I don't think Gamble, Hastings, Clune, well, Adam Clune's not there anymore, but I don't think their team is going to be as good as they were. No way. No way. If there's one team that I can almost guarantee that misses the top 8, it's the Knights. The Raiders as well, like obviously Canberra, look a lot different than what they did last year. I'm so confident that Raiders and Knights miss the top 8, Fanatics. Like, it's not even funny. I'm so confident.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the Raiders is definitely one that I could see happening, but interesting take on the Knights there. Real interesting. I
honestly would throw $200 on the Knights and Raiders to both miss the 8. I'm not sure if there's a market for that, but I would throw money on that. Knights, Raiders miss the 8. Rabbitohs, Cowboys in the 8. I'm throwing $200 on that. Done. Lock it in. It's happening. It's happening. But we'll see. You know what? These bold predictions are actually good. I'm enjoying this. Do you have some bold predictions, Fanatics?
Actually, this one's just out of the blue one.
Go on.
I don't know if this one's as very bold, but I think I mentioned this one in the chat with you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like Parramatta this year, I think they'll bounce back.
You do?
I think they'll bounce back, and I think you know what? I feel like they could be a top 4 contender again.
Oh, okay. That's a big one.
But it depends on Mitchell Moses and Dylan Brown and how those two go. I think, Dylan Brown last year didn't have his greatest year. Obviously, he had that off-field shenanigans thing that happened. And, he didn't just – his form was really didn't find it when he came back. It was pretty much too late. Parramatta were gone, really. They weren't even in the finals contention. So, I think Moses and Brown, if they have a big year, Parramatta could be a top 4 contender.
I like it. All right.
I'm not saying they're in my top 4, but I reckon they'll be a top 4 contender. Like, there's a potential there.
So you're saying Parramatta have got potential to finish between 4th and 7th?
Yep.
All right. I like it. All right. For myself, I'll give you one more bold prediction. We'll move on to a different question after that. Bold prediction. All right. I've got one for you. Ready? Are you ready for this? The West Tigers.
Oh.
The West Tigers will win their first 2 games. In round 1, the West Tigers have got the bye. And then round 2, the Tigers play the Raiders in Canberra, then the Sharks at Leichhardt. Tigers will beat the Raiders and the Sharks, and they will start the year 2-0.
Wow, even beat Cronulla.
Yeah, at Leichhardt Oval.
Oh.
There we go. There's a bold call for you. There you go. Do you like it or what? It's different.
Yeah, I mean it's quite a good. I think it's quite a good bold prediction. Yeah, actually,
West Tigers on the up. Benji Marshall's gonna get them going. It might not happen this year, but they're definitely on the up, man. They're on the up.
Well, they got to. Yeah, they definitely got. There's got to be an up for them sooner or later. So
they can't be any worse. I mean, they've been last for the last 2 years. Anyways, up. All right, let's get to some more questions here. Just trying to find some more. Oh, here's a good one from JC. I like this.
Ooh.
Who will take Tedesco's spot for New South Wales? You know, I've got a bad feeling that Tedesco will get game one. And look, if he's in game one, I won't be shocked. But I reckon Scott Drinkwater's the next fullback for New South Wales. I think he's the best man for the job. I really do. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Cowboys supporter, but have a look at all the fullbacks that are available for New South Wales. Scott Drinkwater's easily the next best option. There's no one else better. People say Dylan Edwards. If you throw Dylan Edwards in at fullback, it's going to be the exact same game plan as Tedesco. So I wouldn't do that. If you're gonna drop Tedesco for Edwards, you might as well just leave Tedesco there. Drinkwater brings something a little bit different. He brings ball playing in attack when there's 4-on-3s, 3-on-2 situations. He brings a kicking game, which Tedesco or Edwards do not have. He brings attack. Obviously, Drinkwater's defense is probably his letdown, but if you want attack and you want New South Wales to go well, Drinkwater's probably the best guy for the job after Tedesco. That's just what I feel anyway. I don't know who else you're going to throw in there. I mean, you could throw Latrell there, but isn't he better off at center? Same with Tom. Tom's probably better at center as well, so you can fit them all in. Yep. Gufferson's good, but is Gufferson really going to get picked over Tedesco or a Drinkwater or an Edwards? I don't know.
Don't think so.
Drinkwater's easily the next guy. He's the next one. Otherwise, I've got no idea where New South Wales are going. And don't you dare say Stephen Crichton. He ain't playing fullback.
Oh,
fuck that. If I see Stephen Crichton named at fullback in round one against Parramatta, I'm going to go Parramatta by 20 plus. Crichton ain't going to be good at fullback. If I actually go Crichton at fullback, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. All right, a few more questions before we wrap it up here. Alan wants to know, when will the Panthers start slipping down the ladder? You know what? As much as I want them to fall from 1st to fucking 10th and miss the top 8, the Panthers will start slipping down the ladder when everyone else gets on their fucking level, and whenever the Panthers don't want to be first anymore. They've been dominating since 2020.
Yeah.
And they just seem to be getting better. And the thing is, Fanatics, I'm not sure if you agree with this, but with Jerome Luai moving on to go to the West Tigers in 2025, the Panthers look even stronger for 2025. I got so much depth.
Yeah, look, I actually feel like this year might be the last time we'll actually see them continue for the premiership. No, I'm not saying they'll drop out of it. I'm not saying they'll drop out of the top 4, but I feel like this may be their last, opportunity of a premiership in a while. I think they'll start to rebuild, but they'll still be finals. They'll be in the finals, but thereabouts. And I think, Jerome Luai is actually a big loss, at the end of the year, and they've lost quite a few players now. So, but obviously they've got some good young talent coming through. So they've got, riches of talent coming through the system. So
here's a prediction for you: Nathan Cleary won't win Dally M until Luai's gone.
Oh, wow!
Because Nathan Cleary will have to do a lot more for Penrith. He will be more noticed for Penrith, and he'll get more points when Luai's not there. When Luai's there, Cleary doesn't have to be in the game 24/7. He can sit back a little bit. Luai will do his thing down the left-hand side, and all Cleary has to do is just make tackles and whatnot. Cleary won't be a Dally M contender until Luai's gone.
Cool.
There's one for you.
Yeah, well.
There's one for you. We'll see what happens. All right, I might wrap it up here in just a moment. But any questions from you fanatics that you want to ask me, or anything you've got for me?
Actually, yeah. Look, I've got a question. Actually, I've just had a thought about it right now. Like, with the Cowboys, this year, how do you see your 4-pack going? Like your forwards, like how do you see them going this year?
Yeah, there's been a few people, pointing out a few potential issues in the 4-pack, but I just think, give me a fit Tamalolo, who's going to have a full off season. He's pretty much had a full off season, getting fit. You think about Ruben Cotter, Griffin Name, Hess. Obviously, McLean needs a big year, but the 4-pack doesn't really worry me that much, bro, because there's a lot of them that are just young, hungry. They want success. Cotter's now a co-captain. He's going to be leading that into the young fellas, and he might even inspire some of the old boys like Tamalolo and Hess and McLean. And I think with new captains, new direction, new ideas, I think it makes things go a bit better. I don't know. That's what I feel anyway. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But Fanatics, mate, thank you very much for coming on. That might wrap things up here. I'm going to go and wash my face because I am sweating my ass off in this room. But, mate, I appreciate your time tonight.
Yeah, all good. No worries. Great to be on. And, bring on footy season, isn't it? Bring on footy season.
Getting close. Getting close, bro. We've got 2 weeks until... 2 weeks until everything's going on, really. So it's all happening.
Yeah.
18 days, whatever. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your, Monday night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Me and Cody tomorrow night. Corner Post podcast, 7 p.m. once again. 6 o'clock for the Queensland viewers. Probably like 8 o'clock in the morning for the UK followers. But thank you for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.
Up the Cowboys.